Hi guys, welcome back to Valentino TV, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create an acrylic nail using tips. I've already pre-prepped the nail surface, so make sure you go and check out the prepping videos that I have. Okay, first thing you need to make sure is how to size the nail with a tip. You need to make sure when you place to size that it covers from side to side. If it's too small, it may create liftings. So here we have the perfect size for her. I believe this is a 8. So now, how are we going to glue it? First of all, make sure you use nail glue. Don't use super glue. Don't use crazy glue because that's not for nails. Safety first, people, okay? Nail glue I have right here. And my favorite is the one that comes on with a little brush, just because I like to keep control of the glue. Now, some people place it here. My preference, I prefer to place it on the tip itself, not too much, just enough. Now, my model here has a convex type of nail. So I have to be careful on how I'm going to place my tip so it doesn't look downward like her nail usually is naturally shaped. I'm going to grab my tip at a 45-degree angle. I want to make sure I reduce all the bubbling. 45-degree angle. As soon as it touches the glue, then I press and I make sure my tip is nice and straight. Now, because she has a convex nail, I might tilt it upward just a little bit to balance out that shape. Hold it for a couple of seconds and it's glued. Now you see the tip that I'm using already comes in a stiletto shape. These are perfect to create the perfect coffin shape. Now I made sure that my tip is nice and straight. I'm going to cut to the desired length. I'm going to use here a nipper. That's the length I'll be using. Now let me remove the excess glue that she has right here because I will be filing right now. Now with my sanding band, I have a fine sanding band. And I am going to turn on my Valentino e-file to the number 8. I just want to remove the shine, and I need to make sure that I also fade in the clear tip with her natural nail. Making those meeting lines disappear basically. Now you have to be very soft, light and gentle, not much pressure. There's no need to add any extra pressure. And I'm going to slightly shape my nail a little bit more just because I want it more narrow. I'm gonna hold my e-file with the bit nice and straight, and I'm gonna go slightly on the edge and slightly underneath it. And the same thing I will do on this side. And there we have a perfect coffin shape, ready for it to get the acrylic laid. Bonder and dehydrator. Now I'm gonna grab my Valentino Dehydrator. I'm gonna make sure I clean my brush, and I'm just going to touch the natural nail surface. Now I will be going with the bonder, and I'll be doing the same exact thing. Just the natural nail. And there is no need to overflow. Now the acrylic that I'll be using today is Carnation from our new collection. Make sure you guys watch my liquid and powder ratio to get the perfect bead, okay? Now I like to place my first bead at the stress area, which is right at the free edge of the natural nail. I'm going to be careful on keeping my shape. Now I'm just tapping. Now I place my bead and with the tip of my brush, and if you have any excess, make sure you clean it with the tip of your brush. I'm going to finish building my nail enhancement. Now make sure you have enough acrylic on the stress point, but not at the tip of the nail. We don't need any thickness on the tip of the nail. We want it to look as natural as possible and not bulky. Now I can see that I need a little bit of more acrylic here. I'm going to add another bead and then I am going to file. So now I'm going to wait till it dries out and then I'll start filing. So now I'm using the Valentino Fine 5-in-1 bit. I love this bit because it's super safe and it won't cut. So now here I'm going to shape a little bit, just the same way we did with our sander. I'm going to go close to the cuticle area. And there's not much filing to be done, honestly, since the tip gave us the shape and I made sure I didn't get out of it with my product. Okay, so now I'm going to file with my hand file. Make sure you season your files. I call it seasoning my files. Because when you have a new file, the ridges here on the sides are very sharp, so they can cut your client. Make sure you season your files. How to season your files? You're going to grab another file and you will file the file. Now my file is ready to be used. And I'm going to finish shaping here real quick. Like I said before, there's not much that needs to be changed, but I need to make sure that when I look at my nail, from my view, I see a nice cylinder shape, round, perfect from side to side. So pay attention to that. Here on my side walls, I need to make sure I have a nice straight line. It's perfect, and here too. So everything is leveled out, nice and perfect. Make sure you don't have two side walls here. It has to be a nice round shape. So make sure you fade in those lines. And it's ready to get buffed. Now the same way I season my files, I season the buffers too, because they do also have sharp edges. So let's season our buffer. And I like my nail to be nice and smooth. So I make sure I use almost all sides of the buffer because the buffer has different grits. Now before I keep on going, I'm going to grab a lint-free nail wipe with alcohol, and I'm going to make sure I clean the surface on top and the bottom. And I will use my non-wipe Valentino top coat. And I'm going to make sure I cure it for 1 minute since it's my finished curing. So now I'm going to use my Valentino cuticle oil to nourish out her cuticles. Let's make sure that the nail has been out of the lamp at least for a minute because you don't want to dull out the nail and reduce the shine. So I slightly rub it in. And that nail is done. And there you have how to build an acrylic nail using tips. Thanks for watching.